What's up guys, Master Colin here with this week's Gym Ninjas video. This week we're going to be working on our backwards skill. So for my white shirts and little ninjas, it's going to be our up kick, which I've noticed a lot of you are doing incorrectly, so I want to touch on that. And then the other skill, also backward skill for yellow shirts and above, is our back shoulder roll, which I've seen in class and in our camps recently that you guys are also doing incorrect. So I want to make sure we fix those two techniques and you guys are doing them, one, safely, and two, correctly. So let's start with the up kick. So when we do an up kick, okay, it's exactly what it sounds like. We're kicking up, okay? Usually you're gonna be on your back for this. A lot of mixed martial artists do this because they're allowed to punch and kick downed opponents, so when you're on the ground, you're not safe and the referee's not gonna let you get back up. And just like in real life, there's nobody there to let you get back up. You have to fight your way to get back to your feet. So an up kick is a great way to do that. So when we practice it in class, you're in your fighting stance, okay? You drop back, you bring your feet together, then you're gonna squat down and you're gonna roll back. And then from here, this is where the mistakes are happening. When you guys roll back, you're swinging your legs up like that and kicking back behind you, but your opponent theoretically is coming at you this way. So when you roll back, you want to bring your knees to your chest and then explode up and at your target, which is this way. You guys, a lot of times, are just swinging up like this and flopping around. So we don't want that to be the case. We want to kick straight at them. So the way you do that is make sure your knees come toward your chest, and then once your shoulders touch, you explode up and out, okay, with both feet hard and fast at your target. Then you pop back up and finish in that fighting stance, okay? So if you're a white shirt or a little ninja, spend some time, practice that. Make sure you have a soft surface to do it on. I recommend outside on a nice patch of grass that's soft, but if you have a mat at home, you can do it on that. Or if you have some soft carpet, mom and dad say is safe and good to go. Just make sure you're not falling down to the ground. You're doing that squat motion where you're sitting down, and then we roll back, and then fire the technique off, okay? You don't have to do it fast at home. I just want you to make sure you're doing it the right way, because when you get to Gym Ninjas and your white shirt testing for yellow shirt, you'll have to break a board using that technique. If you're not doing it correct, you're not going to go through the board, and if you don't go through the board, you're not going to pass your test and move up to the next level. So make sure you practice that, get that down. Second one I want to touch on, yellow shirts and above, your back shoulder roll. A lot of you guys seem to be struggling with this, okay? Now a backwards roll in gymnastics, we roll along our spine, okay, and go straight back. We don't want to do that in Gym Ninjas because a lot of times when you're rolling, it's going to be outside on some concrete or a hard surface. So if we roll on our spine, we're putting ourselves at risk. We want to use our back muscle to protect ourselves. So we're going to roll, instead of going straight up and down on your spine, you're going to go diagonal across your shoulder using all those muscles to protect yourself, okay? So when we do our back shoulder roll, first thing you gotta know, just like when we do our front shoulder roll, which shoulder we wanna roll on, okay? When I do my front shoulder roll, my favorite shoulder to roll on is my right shoulder. So I always make sure I put my right leg in front, so when I do my shoulder roll, that's the side I'm rolling on. Back shoulder roll, I like my left shoulder. So that one will be in the front or in the back. When I come together, I'm gonna lead with that shoulder behind me, okay? So I roll back and I point that shoulder just a little bit. So my right shoulder is in front, my left shoulder is in back. So I know that's the one I wanna roll on, okay? Most of you seem to get this part down. You pick a shoulder and then you go, but then your head, let me do it this way. Then your head touches the ground here, okay? Now it's okay for my head to touch the ground. It's okay for my head to touch the ground on a mat. But if I slam my head off the concrete, it's not going to end well, okay? So when I'm doing my back shoulder roll, if I do it like this, essentially I'm just jamming my head into the ground. So we don't want that, okay? What we want to do is use our hands and base off of our shoulder a little bit more. So when we go back, I use my right arm to base and my left shoulder. So one more time here, okay? Roll back. I keep my head off the ground, and then I'm pushing off of my hands, okay? It's a very important change that you guys need to make, because if you get used to slamming your head here where it's safe and soft, you're gonna do that same thing out in the real world, and I don't want those injuries to happen. So make sure you fix that. Practice as much as you can at home. Again, same deal. Find some soft grass that you can practice on. If you go to the beach this summer, practice on the beach. Sand is soft, you'll be good to go there. And you run around anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So get some practice in. We'll see you guys in class. Have a good week.